to Coffee and Drones. I'm FPV Seizure, also known as Jeff Duke, and over to my right, your left, we have Tidwell FPV.
What's up, guys?
And over off to my left, your right, we have Kevin, aka Stingerswarm.
That's me. What's up?
Yeah, Mike was unable to make it out. He had some prior obligations, but I'm sure he'll be back with us very soon. And we miss him very
Yeah,
much.
Mike, we miss you, bro.
That Atlanta crew.
Yeah, there we go. So, what were we doing earlier today there, Kevin? We were doing some interesting stuff.
Yes, I came over this afternoon to film a build video. We a brand new Stingerswarm Stingy V2, the X Hover Stingy V2 is what I built with the Hype Train Stingerswarm Edition motors and a Flight 1 20x20 stack. Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I had fun filming it for you.
Oh yeah, I kind of just sprung that on Jeff. I was like, "Hey, I'll come over and film a build video," and I think you probably thought that we were going to set up all the things,
Yeah.
and then it was just going to go. And I was like, "By the way, this is all handheld. Here's my camera. Good luck."
That's awesome.
So I was the human tripod for the day,
The human
and tried to be steady cam.
The human gimbal.
That's right. But how have you been doing, Tidwell? It's been a little bit of time since we've all gotten together.
Man, I'm doing good, dude. I can't complain. I've been flying and, going to work and, having a family and all the things, man.
Yeah, we had a little bit of fun over, like we said, at Rampage, and we met some good friends while we were out there. And as Kevin's actually kind of holding up, we actually talked with our good friend over there, Ryan Terry, Biff FPV.
Biff.
And he sent us out his personal Skull V2 to tinker with, because he was...
Jeff threw me under the
Yeah, I
bus.
did. Yeah. I did.
Ryan's the man. He came to Quad Camp Detroit and hung out. We had a good time.
Yeah, so basically we were watching sharing, the information about Biff and all that, and we were talking about it, and Tidwell said that he might need a little bit of tuning help. And I don't know if that's exactly the words that he used.
Yeah, that's probably not exactly what I said.
But I related that over to Ryan, and he was actually thoroughly excited to ship it out to us, and we were thrilled to get the opportunity to do a little Pimp My Ride with it. We'll be probably interviewing him and talking more about that video pretty soon. We've got some before and after kind of footage that we did. We also went through and we did some work on the drone itself. It had a little bit of...
Nothing major, dude.
Yeah, just some minor solder issues and touch-ups and that sort of thing. Just normal stuff that you would normally see after a year or so of flying, or even several months of hard flying. And it was a lot of fun, though. It was really nice to be able to do that for him, because he's a stand-up guy.
It was my first time getting to mess with butterfly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it flew pretty good, man. Tuned pretty well, I mean.
It didn't arm up in your hands randomly?
No problems.
Yeah, that's a... But the that's what's that one have on it? So how did it feel when you first started with it?
It was actually, it didn't fly that bad. A lot of the things I would say that I did to help it is just stuff that I do in my initial setup that not everybody maybe knows about Betaflight.
Yep.
Let me see it for a second.
Sure.
So when we first plugged it in, I had to put my Crossfire module on the radio, and his receiver and my Crossfire module were not talking the same language, so it had to update, remember?
Yep, I remember that.
And then it still wouldn't arm, and I was like, and we didn't have a laptop out at the time where we were, so I was like, I wonder why it won't arm. Well, when we finally plugged it into a laptop, when we got back to the house, we realized that Ryan's channel map different than mine. Mine is
Oh.
TAER, and his is
AETR.
So it was basically reading like 50% throttle, and so it won't arm.
It was not happy. So,
Yeah.
um,
Well, it's good because if it had it armed, it
yeah,
wouldn't have ended
been,
well.
It would have been horrible. Yeah, we were like, hey, we're glad that wasn't arming.
Yeah.
Thanks for the safety built-in features.
Yeah, Beta Flight, I love you. My fingers do as well.
That's right. We got all 9 fingers so far, right?
Yep, all 9. Wait, yeah.
Yeah, all good. So that kind of I've been busy with new work and just the rigmarole of getting brought up to speed on all of that and trying to get this studio kind of working in a little bit better format. You might notice that we kind of did some upgrades.
He's got it going off in here now, y'all.
Yeah,
I mean, it was nice before, but it's just
so
every time I come over, it just made it nicer.
I got a new PC. I got these new nice mic stands. I got.
Hey, I don't have to sit like this.
Right, you don't have to like lean all the way over like this and be like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" You can actually kind of stand up and talk into the microphone. I'm sure we'll get it kind of tweaked to the appropriate positions and all that sort of thing as we can. I got a new mixer because apparently Windows 10 didn't like my old mixer, so the new computer kind of hosed me on that. But everything else is going pretty good. We got some new mics and we got all sorts of great stuff. So we're totally loaded for bear for the future. We'll be
what is the big news though? We hit how many subscribers?
We're over 100 subscribers, and thank you so much for all of your subscriptions out there. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching this and you're listening to me drone on about it, why aren't you hitting the stupid button?
Yeah, just click the button, man. It doesn't hurt your finger.
It won't hurt my feelings if you don't, but I would certainly love to have you on as a subscriber, so that way every once in a while when we come out with a new video, you'll get to be one of the first people to see it. So big thanks to all those.
That we have 100 subscribers, we have a giveaway, don't we?
Right, we had a winner already too.
Awesome.
And it was so basically what I did was I got a spreadsheet together, and I put everybody into a random number generator, and I basically picked it that way. I said, okay, whatever the row number is in my spreadsheet, I'll just pick that person out.
Okay.
And for that, it's kind of funny, because we were just talking about one of his coworkers, but Troy Naquin over there, CheFPV, actually won the coffee from 11 Bravo Coffee Company.
Cool.
So our sponsor has hopefully already sent that. If not, I'm sure it'll be very soon.
Awesome.
So Troy, congratulations on winning. We're glad to have you on as a subscriber. So thank you so much from the bottom of our heart. We wish we could send everybody a bag of coffee. But hey, every once in a while, we're going to make sure we do this. So, once we hit 500, I'm sure we'll be doing it again. And we'll probably be doing it in larger fashion too. We'll get out some little FPV hardware, maybe some swag, and some more coffee, obviously. So, yeah.
I was confused. So that's the deal. The coffee gets given away.
Yeah.
I don't get to drink the coffee.
Well,
I thought coming on Coffee and Drones there would be like
we do have some of our sponsors' coffee that we can make.
Yeah, we can make some.
All right.
If you want to be up until 5 o'clock tomorrow morning,
It works good.
it works very well.
Yeah,
You can attest to it.
We did espresso shots a while back, and
Yeah, we had
I forgot the goodness of espresso shots until about midnight, and I was like, oh my goodness.
It was awesome. Like, it really
I was bouncing
stands
off
you
the
up.
walls, dude.
Yeah, we had a recording session that we did with our coffee sponsor, and there was some technical issues with it, so it's not been released yet, and I'm not sure if it's going to be, because the audio got jacked up. So unfortunately, there's that. But I'm sure we'll do it again, and this time we'll be even more practiced. And heck, we have this nice studio now, so maybe it'll be easier to do it in here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, and we're also looking at getting some lavalier mics, so that way if we're out on site somewhere, we can do that. We can do some wireless and be out.
Dang, you fancy.
Yeah, we'll do all the fancy stuff because somebody's got to, you know. No, you know, I can't be a human tripod every episode. I gotta actually, you know, be able to talk and
Oh yeah, absolutely.
not be Steadicam, Mr. Steadicam. And so we were talking with Kevin earlier, and we were trying to find out if he had anybody that he wanted to kind of promote up a little bit, somebody that may not be quite at that 100 sub mark like we just reached. And so, you know, Tidwell actually brought up a really good point that, hey, maybe we should have like a sub 100 club. So anybody that's out there that's doing awesome work, if you want to submit some, you know, put a link in the comments or something like that, feel free to. And then, you know, on the next episode, we'll give it a look-see, and we'll also be looking on our own and trying to find those diamonds in the rough, or just those diamonds that are just out in the linoleum floor. You know, oftentimes these things are right in the middle
right
of,
in front of your
right in
face.
front of your face, and you just don't
Yeah.
see it because, hey, these people don't have a lot of subscriptions, and so they aren't going to be noticed as often. So Kevin, you had somebody that you wanted to show off, though.
Yeah, a guy that's active on the Quad Camp online Discord servers. He comes around and posts and is always giving me updates on this project. He calls it his Cheater Quad project. He started out, you know, like with most quads, you have. Oh, okay, don't hit the mic, Kevin. Be pro. Like with most quads, you have a GoPro that looks forward and you have a FPV camera. Well, a lot of people have been doing the dual cam setups on the Acrobrats and then having it on a switch so that they can change the settings for the run cam split, you know, because you need to see out of it, but apparently you get better performance out of a traditional FPV camera. And he was like, well, what if I put one of the cameras facing backwards? So he's doing all this stuff where he's going forward and then flips a switch, and now he's looking backwards and then shooting the backwards GoPro footage, and it's a nearly flat thing. And that was really
awesome.
cool. And
Yeah,
then he was
you
like,
know, that's funny. Chris Brand and I were talking about setting that up in like early 2016 and never did it. So it's so awesome to see somebody, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure the technology is easier now than it would have been for us then. But I'm excited to see this footage, dude.
Now
me
he's-
and Chris were talking about this years ago.
he's now taking it to the next level, and he's got it on a 3D quad with a third switch for a upside down right side up camera, so he doesn't even have to deal with it, and then it inverts the controls for him, and
Holy
he's like basically
Toledo.
just switching it and then flying it in 3D mode, but he's not learning full 3D mode. It's with radio mixing and flipping cameras.
Cool. Does he have
Wow.
music on his videos, or?
I believe that he does. I'm not sure.
Okay, so
100%.
what I'll do is I'll turn him down just a little bit so we don't get
Okay.
flagged if he's got copyrighted stuff on there.
Gotcha.
So you need to start doing this live, because on Twitch it'll let you stream the music and they don't care, and then they just delete it afterwards. And then if you record it locally and then YouTube is okay with it being produced there, then you can do it that way. So Twitch gets it live, YouTube gets it after the fact, and they get the money. Unless you want to monetize these. Sorry.
Eventually we'll want to monetize this.
Yeah.
You know, but
And then
it'll
you
be a
can
while.
just cut it out of the audio down. I don't know. I'm getting
Yeah.
overly complicated.
We'll probably just
I'll just
like
turn this down a little.
mute it or turn it
Do
down.
the cheat 3D teaser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this sounds
I'll
pretty
turn that
interesting.
down. All right.
I'm
So
excited.
okay, we're gonna let me go over here.
I think that's like one of
I gotta
his
find
first
my-
couple flights with the 3D setup.
Right. Okay. Hey, look, there we are. Okay.
What's up, YouTube?
Okay. And so he's
So like up till now, it's all been just, you know, straightforward, normal FPV.
What?
And this is not done in post. It's all just
Oh, wow.
through RC and FPV footage or feed trickery to change from like regular to backwards 3D.
so it's almost like he has two drones stuck together.
Yeah, but it's all just you're changing which camera you're looking out of. It's like having multiple windows on the plane. You're just looking out the back window and flying it backwards for a second.
That's
Wow.
awesome, dude.
That's amazing. That is serious.
It kind of makes my head hurt.
I know, right?
But it was like when Maddie Stunt's video first came, like back in the day.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Well, this is like one of the...
I told people, I was like, dude, watching that shit make smoke come out of my ears, man.
It's one of the few like little new things I've seen recently.
Yeah, there's not, as this.
I
hobby
love that
matures-
transition. Was
Yeah.
that not a sick transition?
Oh my God.
Like a little half front flip, and then all of a sudden we're just going the other way inverted.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Wow.
I think this was actually before he had the third camera mixed in, so he's just got a backwards upside down and a forwards right side up. Now he's got 3 cameras.
That's amazing.
There's a lot of programming, but
Well, it's all just one video switch that's controlled by a PPM output from the flight controller passed along. Yeah, so it's really not that complicated of a system to set up.
Cool.
But I'm just not sure where I would mount all the cameras on my quad.
Right? Well, I don't want to see the DJI.
That one, dude, I've seen that video like a billion times.
I know, it always comes up.
Comes up next.
Listen, whoever flew this,
You're killing us.
don't do that. Stop.
Okay.
Cool. That was awesome. So that's dividing by 0.
Yeah, let's subscribe to him. Are you
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
copying drones?
I am.
Hit him up, man.
All right. We got
Nice.
him. And, you can subscribe back too if you want, buddy. But we won't hold you to it. I'm not going to unsubscribe or
64 now.
anything. Yeah, you got 64 instead of 63, so good on you. And I'm sure you'll be at way over 100 here pretty soon. Looks like you've only been pushing videos for just a little bit. How long has he been doing this? Looks like, well, actually, he's been doing it a little while.
Yeah.
But this must be something new.
Yeah, the cheater quad's like a new project, maybe about a month or so, I think.
Okay, so he's been flying about, looks like a year, at least publishing
Yeah,
it for a year.
Yeah.
But then it looks like he got newly introduced back to it. Yeah, Cheater Quad V1 about a month ago, it looks like.
Cool.
So maybe that's what he did. Awesome. Well, good on you. Maybe we'll have him on sometime. I don't know. Cool. Well, thanks, Kevin. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so just to kind of go back to what we were talking about, if you have something interesting, it doesn't have to be that ridiculous and awesome, but just if it's like your personal vlog about your experience and it's from the heart, or if it's you learning how to fly or showing your kids how to fly or whatever it might be, if it's something that is good for the hobby and makes you happy and shares the joy in your hobby in the life that you are living in it, then make sure that you push a link in there. Go ahead and put it on, leave a comment or whatever, and we'll be happy to give it a look-see and see if it's the right fit and see if we can find a home for it and
Yeah, we like
get
to
you out
share
there.
the love, y'all.
Totally. Yeah. We this is what we're all about. Like I said, I've said it many times. We want to make sure that we're promoting the goodness that and the fun that we have in this hobby. And we're not just the fun, okay? There's thousands and thousands of us out there flying and having a good time. And we want to make sure that that's seen a little bit more, because I think that people get weighed down in the technical issues and weighed down in the hobby problems, that we normally see, in even the drama that occasionally rises up. We don't worry about that so much. We get out there and we fly and we have a good time. So, all
Amen,
right,
brother.
here we go. Awesome. Thank you, Kevin.